of Circus. Kind of a hybrid throwing team that has some decent, speedy, strong guys to protect his Circus.
Yes.
As you can see, as we're going through the lineups here, Chaos does not have any of the big guys, and Tall actually chose to go with both the Cruxigor and the Trained Bear.
It felt natural.
Yes, now I believe Tall got the kickoff here.
We'll be able to confirm for in a second.
Currently on my replay,
yes, he chose and chose to receive.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'll actually pause during the kickoff so we can sync up again.
All right. I wish this time frame had a place where we gave a number so we could all match up, but we'll figure that.
So investment-wise, we have 3 rerolls on the part of the super very good guys. We've got 2 rerolls on Thor Installed Crusade. We've got 2 Fan Factor on the side of Dawn's team and an Apothecary, which, for the most part, really didn't make any difference at all, as it just, we have nice weather. That's the current result.
Kickoff results, quick snap. I'm clicking skip on that, and I've paused.
Alrighty, here's my kickoff. Quick snap, skip, pause. Right as the first player is moving.
Alright, I'm going to click play now. So we now should be synced back up for the rest of the game.
Until any animations
medium
and all
kick.
that stuff.
Oh yes, with the quick snap, Tall is taking the opportunity to move forward a little bit.
Yeah, so my thought here was that I could try to at least start cages on either side with Santa or Grigor the Grasshopper as ball carrier. Excuse
Bless you.
And try to force him to make a decision.
Right.
Alright, we get our first stun on Bob Ross.
And our first bonehead. Something we didn't see at all in the first game.
Yeah, so clearly a less capable Croxigar. Less patient.
I would say so.
And here's something we saw a lot in Game 1, the ones on the pickups, as Rasputin has caused a turnover. Now, I'm happy that the blitz was done with a goat because of horns. But it begs the question why the blitz wasn't done with horns and Mighty Blow.
Hello.
Yeah, I know this is going to come up several times in this game, because I know when we watched it live, we were thinking the exact same thing, that he really wasn't taking full advantage of his what looked to be a dedicated blitzer. Also point out again, like I did in live, the fact that he put all of his players, this is done, on the line against a faster team.
Yeah, a lack of a sweeper into 2 big guys on top of it, so they're going to get some crunch into you, as evidenced by yet another stun rolling out.
You know, if he had some guard on the team, I would understand it. But I mean, you're throwing you've got less strength, you've got less speed. It just felt like he should keep at least a couple players back.
Maybe
And as you can see
the
here,
mighty blow go.
yeah,
You're
maybe the mighty
saying.
blow go.
Mother Teresa takes a stun.
Yeah.
I will say, no offense, Tall. Your names are very clever, but it's every single time we named one of Dawn's characters, we had to pause and like, wait. So Mother Teresa just killed
And
somebody.
right, and
A
this
beautiful
this
pass.
Oh.
yeah,
Wrong to
way
the
too long to pass,
wrong
wrong side of the
side.
field.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So,
so many issues with that, I think.
but it's such a beautiful pass. But why wasn't it to the side with 2 stunned players?
I will tell you why. Because it was 3 seconds on the clock and I panicked.
Okay,
You know what? That's
that makes
fine.
sense now.
That does
Yeah.
because
Because I
obviously
know
we don't see the
when
timer
we saw
here.
that live,
No.
yeah, when we saw that live, our initial thought was he put so much effort into one side of the field to move the ball to the other side.
Yes. I will say I panicked, and in game I was definitely talking with Dawn. It's like, why didn't I throw it to Santa? God damn it, I'm an idiot.
In fact, let me double
But
check.
yeah.
Oh, very long blades coming in. Where is that pass? Rolled a 2 on the intercept, so there was no chance that we'd have a repeat of game 1 with
Right.
any of the Chaos Warriors in this case getting the intercept off. So it would have been a successful pass to the other side.
Yeah. Effectively, at this point, he who ate the bench and Mr. And Bob Ross have not moved, are not going to move for the rest of this half.
We noticed.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of it. Like, yeah, you're tying up one of his Chaos Warriors, but you're tying up one of your Sauruses.
Yeah.
He's lower AV than you. Get in there and get some hurt in. Like this. Tom Hanks getting an injury. No long-term effect on it. But definitely the committal of all the Beastmen onto the line is showing.
And this is something that's going to come up a lot in this game. The attempts to dodge away from the prehensile tails on Don's just
On his part, just general.
yeah, just
Having a team that can start with 2 prehensile tails is very good.
yeah. Very, very good. And I mean, most people consider the Croxagore to be one of the best big guys, and a lot of people don't realize the bear is identical in stats and abilities.
Literally, it's just the only difference is that instead of a tail, it's got a chain.
That's right.
I mean,
believe
so
Go ahead.
what? In this case, what is the option? Like he can't, as Phineas gets KO'd, can't really outstrength the Crocs / bear. He doesn't have the pieces for it right there. So
Right.
dodging out is, I think, worth the risk if it's the later part, like later action in your turn.
Right.
Here we go. A mighty blow, horns blitz. This is what Mother Teresa was made to do,
Yes.
which leads into a KO.
Which means it broke the armor, but it just got the KO.
Okay, yeah, Gregor, right. The unfortunate man.
Confirm, we're not hitting skip on any of these injuries, right? Right?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
Making sure that we stay synced.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, their strength 5, so you're investing at least 2 assists to try and take down a big guy with the Chaos Warrior.
Well, if you want to go for the 2 dice, I mean, 1 gets you to a 1 die at least. But yeah.
It would bring up the benefit of Dauntless as a much better argument.
Right. But the thing with Dauntless is, it's not a guarantee. There's always
isn't.
that chance that you roll a 1 and you're you're suddenly what you thought was going to be, a 1 die or a 2 die turns into a 2 red die.
Yeah, you just trust
With
Nuffle.
Dauntless, I like Dauntless, but you need the reroll to back it up.
Yeah, I will say that a lot of these plays were definitely talked through and thought of as the time was definitely being used on
Yeah,
all
replays
turns.
don't care about how long you took, as you're now witnessing. It's going to go through. This is what they did. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's a way for us to condense an hour and a half down to roughly a half hour.
Yep.
This, oh god, I think I accidentally skipped a thing, but like this is where I almost like lost hard. I lost in despair hard. Just like the mental game was broken for me.
Now, see, in this point, I would have liked to see Don actually do more of a protection rather than protecting on the side a little bit there, to run more of a screen for that guy. Because as we can see, he still has plenty of room to get around that.
Yeah.
So if he had done it more across the back, he would have. And that just comes from experience, knowing to check the ranges of your opponent.
I do know here, turn 6, this Croxagore move had us mildly upset. And Ferb getting removed with the injury reduction rules will not be dead, fortunately.
Correct.
But already strength down. Now down 3 on field. No, down 2 on field.
Right.
And we've got 2 boneheads so far this half.
Yes. I will
But we also have twice as many in this game
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah. They seem to
It's
pass
just making up
the,
for
the brain cell back and forth way too much.
Alright, hopefully this injury fixes my camera. Go. And we get yet another removal. And there it is. Turn. Oh, damn it. Was it turn 7? Yeah,
yes,
turn 7. The 6-up throw from the ref.
yes. What we've been dubbing the circus act catch here.
Oh.
Now, had he had any discussions with Coach Helmet, invested in a strip ball sweeper to keep in the back line, that would have been a solution to the problem right here. Said we get a dodge out into a score on turn 8 with Santa bringing home the goods and a nice howdy-do dance.
Yes. As I said in the live game, Santa bringing the gifts to the good girls and boys. Oh god, that man is so lucky. Unfortunately, he did lose an eye petting Jeffries.
We get 1 knockout returned. Leave, yes, and both knockouts come back for both teams.
Right. So I believe this is just turn 8. No
Correct.
chance for scoring really here. So you just want to try to hit as many as you possibly can here.
And investing so far forward risking. I mean, fortunately, you have decent. You have 4 block Sauruses there to make the protection.
Right.
A blitz here would have been terrifying.
Well, see, if you knock down the 3 linemen here, you have the option to still bring the blitz through the middle. Even knocking down just 2 could get you through there pretty with a
Get
single dodge.
extra reroll for the half, which, as we know, is
Mhm.
ending.
We
Cheering
both
fans.
laughed at that. Well, I laughed. Don was just like, "Yeah, this is how this goes."
And see, even with the ball back there, I mean, you just don't even worry about the ball. And he uses the blitz right away.
Again, though, with the not mighty blow goat.
Right, but see, and even the way Don decided to set up the line with the split line, you know, he should have noticed that that Toll was not going to get any opportunity to hit back or anything. So he should have just piled on the line, put everything you can into getting 2 dice blocks on the 2 big guys and the 1 lineman, and just just left it be. Even save your mighty blow guy right behind it to finish up with the potential blitz down into one of those catchers.
Yeah, hurting as a bash team for removals.
Because I mean, being down 3 players when you're already outspeeded, out strength, it's pretty pretty substantial. I'm not gonna pause this time for commentary. I'm just gonna let it go.
I mean, the for me, the biggest highlight obviously is just the sheer luck of that turn 6, over the shoulder pass.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it.
kind of made the half what it was.
Right, because I mean it's turn 8. I mean,
Extra reroll.
if the ball doesn't wind up scattering right next to somebody who has diving catch.
So probably as Chaos, not playing for the win, but the blitz with the ball carrier opening your drive.
Right.
Had that been, what is it, 1 in 36, dub skull?
I mean, he does have the reroll as well. It's a 2 dice with reroll. I mean, you're looking at well over an 80% chance. But again, he moves him forward rather than falling back, so you don't get a good cage on him.
There's our third bonehead. As much investment went into these 2 players, if the dice wanted to. Because they, as, offensive units, really haven't been well utilized in their current setup. But as a defensive, as a zone control, they've been invaluable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it goes without saying they're some of the best zone controls because coming with the prehensile tails on both of them, even if you never swing with them, if they just stand there, lock down players, there's still, I wouldn't say they're worth their price for that, but I mean they do so much work just by doing that. Because I mean, against your dodgy teams, most players are not going to try to dodge around them. And there's everybody. Second dead player of the game, but again, for those that are watching, we have special rules in our league where all injuries and deaths are downgraded. So the players that you saw die here, they're basically going to just come away with a major injury. And this early in the season, most people are just going to put the lingering injuries, nagging injuries on those players.
I
Yeah,
do
those seem
believe
like the
that is what
smartest choices.
at least I know John chose a busted back, if I recall correctly.
Right. And I think the tall went with the knee. They're identical on the stats.
I thought
They're both
knee
just the lean.
was movement.
You're
No,
thinking
different
ankle,
one.
Okay.
because there's smashed knee and there's smashed ankle. They're in fact in previous seasons we've ran into that problem where the commissioner put the wrong one on somebody for somebody.
So we just have this messy, messy pile of bodies.
It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of similar. You've got I think
Loner coming into play.
broken neck and smashed collarbone.
That one I know has tripped me up several times.
Yeah.
An unfortunate open to the to this turn
Yeah.
with the both down, but getting the knockout for it.
Yeah. I honestly didn't. I honestly thought like at this point, uh, he could just
Another
like
bonehead.
punch my dudes repeatedly and just run up the field.
He's absolutely capable of that.
Yes.
If the dice allow it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why that wasn't the blitz with the Crocs, I don't recall.
I believe the Croc's boneheaded.
Mm,
No, the
no,
No,
Crocs
no,
just
no.
moved the bear did bonehead,
the
but
bear
Right, yeah, yeah,
boneheaded. You move the Crocs and then blitzed with the Saurus to hand a Chaos Warrior the ball.
well, you also got to go back a turn also, where he blitzed with the bear. It double skulled. Then he lost the reroll due to loner. So yeah, I
Maybe a
mean,
little
Tall
shell
is
shock.
sitting here, but yeah, a little shell shocked. It's like, and because at the same time when that happened, I was like, I would have moved the polar bear just to block up that backside.
yeah. I guess it's my bashy instincts going a bit nutty.
So we get the skink removed. It's a
Yep.
little
So
late in the game, but getting some piece removal is promising for this team. Like they are fighting uphill
Yeah,
against AB9.
and see the blitz there against the Saurus was kind of a wondering what he was going for there, but of course he followed up with the attempted pass here, which
Against very long
long
legs.
legs. Yeah.
yeah. So my only question here, and I brought it up in game, is I didn't know exactly how very long legs worked,
You get a
or
+1.
the leap mechanic, which was I didn't know if I could leap and throw at the same in the same turn.
Yes. The only like actions are it's like gonna be your blitz, pass, stab.
Hmm.
I think that's really it.
Yes. At this point in the game, we do have a mercy rule in our league, and John really didn't see any way of being able to come back from 2-0, and of course with several players, um,
Already being limped out on
yeah, already
stretchers.
being down players. He decided to go ahead and call the mercy roll on this. So the rest of the game here, it's just pretty much going to be a little bit of passing. Um, both coaches agreed that they wouldn't actually hit the other opponents, but also neither team would score,
Which,
which
watching
is not
live,
exactly our
confused
mercy rolls.
us.
Yeah.
That was definitely a gentleman's agreement because it confused
Yeah.
the hell out of us with this what looks like an over attempt to score.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like he was absolutely like he made the promise, but he was seeing how far he could get.
right.
Which, like I said, I was not going to punch him. It wasn't mean I wasn't going to make him keep his word.
Right. Because
But
basically, while we're playing this out here, the way the mercy rule works in our league is if a player, anybody can request a mercy rule, but it's your opponent has the option to say no, I want to continue playing, with the exception of two things. If you're down by 2 scores and it's less than 3 turns left in the game, they have to honor it. Or if you're down by if you're outnumbered on the field by 2 to 1. So if one player's got 4 players, the other one's got 8. Doesn't matter what time in the game, they can call mercy for the rest of the game. And that's just to kind of help protect your players if you so choose. And that one right there was a definite attempt to score
Mm-hmm.
with that pass. But
and I like the pass to the opposing team to round it out. It was an interesting choice.
I mean, he couldn't do anything with it. I'm curious to know if he got a point for a successful pass, though.
I
I
think
Because, I
don't
mean,
think
he
so.
targeted it. I'd have to actually look that up in the rules. So a little bit more like what you would expect on final games here. 1 death on each side, 2 passes, 8 armor breaks. Same thing on the other side, 2 passes, 5 armor breaks. One thing I definitely want to look over here is these bonehead rolls.
it was.
Actually, not as bad as what I thought they were. 15
About what
successes,
kind of
4
what I expected.
failures. So that was 19, and you're expecting 1 in every 6 to fail. So yeah, that's about right for boneheads. Nothing else really jumps out as in favor or not in favor. I mean, obviously the
I
death on each side
in favor, not in
is
favor, is when the armor breaks happen. Most of
yeah,
Tall's happened fairly early, first half, early second
right.
half, whereas Dawn just it wasn't until second half off head top that he got anything significant out of an armor break. I think he got
Right.
one knockout in the first half, which came back.
And see, I wish they had a stat on here to know like how many times the prehensile tail um actually caught somebody. I mean, I can obviously look at Don's number and see that he failed 7 out of 17 dodges. And obviously, prehensile tail was part of that. But almost a 50% fail on dodges for the entire game.
It was. It felt much closer in game
Yeah,
for every go, like because especially with the way I played Chaos. I think not last season, but the season prior.
right.
So I knew what they were good at, roughly. I knew that they were relatively sturdy and could blitz. If they blitz you hard, they're at least going to have a much better advantage than most other teams. And what I wanted to do, at least to keep him off of me, was to give him as many bad choices that he can flub on as possible. Me throwing it to Grigor instead of Santa was my own fault, but that was because of time constraints and panicking.
But
Mhm.
that moment in the game could have turned out so much worse for you,
Yes.
but it
Yeah.
didn't. Now I have somehow managed to make it into your league screen, so I can actually preview, in theory, the remaining 2 teams for this Saturday's game. As I know I won't be there. I unfortunately will be working. So I'm going to, while I still have the stream running, take a quick look here at Metal Single Lady and Dog by Coach Leah Squirrel, who, by the way, popped in and said it was apparently biased to have Tall commentating on his own game.
A
I
little
mean,
bit. A little
we
bit.
on
did.
the replays, they're more than welcome to come in and
We wouldn't have
have a
known he
look.
was panicking on that one play, as an example. So first thing we notice is, well, the werewolf named Uwu, apparently. We've got, what was it, Dodge, Mighty Blow. Is it 2 level ups, it looks like?
Yep, 2 level ups on.
So Dodge, Mighty Blow
the
on the werewolf. Her golems with guard and block, which is a fantastic investment, as the, like, not really big guys, but also kinda big guys of the team. Being able to the stand firm guard combo will definitely come into play. Forming cages, the line. We've got 2 Tomb Guardians with just guard investment. If I remember right, these are the characters that come with decay, which means that they unfortunately do injure a little easier if you do get them down.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 automatically, but you know the regeneration still heals both. So
Then we
I'm
have
going to assume until further notice that every single name of the in the undead team is an Iron Maiden song.
you got Owo, Frank, Other Frank, Scared of Dark, 666, Hollowed Ben, and then Power Slave, Eddie, Ancient Mariner, Trooper, and Seventh Son. With Hollowed Ben, her Throw Raw being the last remaining investiture with Accurate. So we've got a
Right.
Sure Hands Accurate Throw Raw.
right. But I will point out, if you look, that's still an agility 2, and she only has 1 other player on the field that's agility 3.
And that
So
is the
really, those
werewolf.
are the only 2 people who really you can kind of rely on for ball handling or passing.
No cheerleader investment. 2 rerolls, a fan factor, coach assistants. Obviously, no apothecaries, as they have the necromancer instead. With the ability to potentially steal players from other teams. But that is Metal Single Lady and Dog, which will be going against Gork's Goblinade Ad, with our commissioner here, Scorgan the Toad, coaching a Far East Association team at 1200. Quick little preview. We see, obviously, some hulking big old boys and a rat. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shocked that you took a rat.
There's actually 3 rats there.
The others are just hidden behind the orcs, I guess.
Pretty much. But yeah, pretty much, since I'm here, I'll kind of give you what I'm thinking here. It's pretty much what I like out of the orc team. You know, with the black orcs and the troll coming in right away. And with the speed and passing that I saw coming into the league, I wanted to kind of be able to match that if I needed to. So therefore, the rats and the gutter runners and the thrower. I also didn't start with any players that started with block because of our 3 maximum 3 or maximum 4 that you can add. So I now have 4 block on the team. I can't add any more to any of the players, but if I add a player that has block, that's still legal. So I still can add orc blitzers to add a little bit more block. You'll notice my line currently is 2 goblins and a troll, which those goblins will be replaced very quickly. In fact, you may not even see them on Saturday. there's a very good chance they will be dropped, and I will be taking 2 loner linemen to finish that line.
That's they look so sad.
That is clever. We'll say definitely a. I want to see goblins get thrown. I don't know about anyone else, but goblins
I
flying
mean,
through the air.
as you can see, Hans Carvey there is a lineman by himself. If I need to, I may just drop one goblin for now, and just take the one orc lineman. But the goblins are definitely there just temporarily till I can build up a little bit and replace them with. Depending on how it goes, I might go with Skaven blitzers, but it's probably just going to be 2 orc blitzers.
Okay.
And of course, eventually the rat ogre is going to be coming into play to help shore up the line because most of the other teams have the big guys, and when you're playing a team like this that is bashy, you don't want to be less bashy than your opponent.
It is.
If
Yeah,
that's your strength, you want it to be the strength.
I got very lucky and got right on the line. I will thank the commissioner for giving me a hand on point allocation. But yeah, the 2 big guys right off the bat absolutely is going to be a help to me in the beginning of this season.
Right.
Theoretically,
but
don't go poking Nuffle.
Yes. I mean, it's nice to have them right off the bat, so they're gaining SP from the start. I'm not gonna lie, I had them a build with the 2 big guys to start, but with this build that I'm currently bringing in, I'm also bringing in 3 rerolls and 3 fan factor. I think I have more fan factor to start the league than anybody else.
By 1, I
Uh,
believe.
I believe so. And of course, as long as I can win a couple games, that should stay that way because you lose the fan factor. But it should be interesting. Metal Single Ladies on Saturday is definitely going to be an interesting game. I don't think they're going to be as bashy as me, but we'll see. Because I mean, they do
Um,
have 2 strength 5s and 2
I have an
strength
insight
4s. But
from Coach Leah Squirrel herself, and I
uh-huh.
quote, "My game plan is to do some stuff and then win."
I mean, that's what led me to victory.
I mean, if my game plan goes into effect, it's going to be me with the ball for about 15 of the 18 turns, and a 1-0
Are you
or
sure?
2-0 victory.
What led you to victory? Was that
The ref pass,
yeah.
absolutely. But
Oh,
this is where I'm going to close out the stream on my end.
same here.
Thanks for tuning in, Leah. Boop.